Hello again. This is a quick follow-up from the video yesterday, and I'm really happy that so many people has chosen to see and follow the channel. I'm actually quite overwhelmed. I didn't expect that at all. So thank you so much for doing that. As I promised, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the Sabinetek system, which I used yesterday. This, actually. I did a little excursion with my wife. As you all know, yesterday was the 1st of May, and there was no possibility to actually get together and have a coffee or whatever in a bigger group. So to the point, I'm gonna talk about the microphone. I have recorded a few examples. We did bring the new Rode video mic, which I'm using right now. But today it's all about the Sabinetek. The Rode system we're gonna talk about a little bit later. This is a more complicated, not actually too complicated, but it requires a little bit more attention from the operator than this little guy. I actually wanted to use it with a software called Filmic Pro, which is quite sophisticated software or application for iPhone, where you have a couple of settings in the menu to control the gimbal. It is, in short, a kind of video crane for the iPhone. Which means that when you walk along, or it's mainly made for guys that do action movies, which I don't. I'm not really up to climbing trees, stuff like that. But still, the guys that are about 30 years younger, they will probably appreciate that kind of thing. You can do a whole lot of stuff with this. Remotely start your camera, do zooming, do focusing, do whatever you want to do. You will have dedicated controls on the gimbal to do this stuff. But it's very important that you buy the right one, because there is quite a selection out there, and quite a few of them doesn't communicate very well with software, and at least you have a setup in the app menu for this exact model, which is something I can't even pronounce. It's called Siyun, it's called. Why can't I make sensible names and shit? I don't actually have the price exactly, but I think it's in the store. It's about $50 more at least, so it was a good deal. But this, I would start by saying that this is probably one of the best investments I've ever done regarding one single microphone for all-purpose use. And for the guys that do video content and stuff like that, is absolutely marvelous. I'm not gonna go into the stats and the technical data on this, because it's quite frankly not very interesting. The interesting stuff is how it works. This unit, it's a stereo unit, they claim, but if you use two mics you have to split the tracks, and that's starting to get complicated. But just put the track in mono when you edit or post it directly, or whatever you can do on this platform. I don't know. I am not too familiar with it. One of my daughters are really good with this, and she's gonna help me as soon as we're allowed to meet each other close up. So we take it from there. When we were outdoor doing this, and also in the first video I had it as a backup system. I did say that I prefer to use Filmic Pro, and I'm happy to say that this works perfectly in Filmic Pro. I did the initial tryout yesterday with dedicated software, and I have to say that it sounds even better with Filmic. It comes with a few things, mainly this cat for outdoor use, and you have a small windscreen for indoor use, and you have a cable for it to charge. It's a USB charging system, and you have a single piece earbud, or what you call it. Basically, I would not recommend to use sound on only one ear. It's not good for you, because the other ears start to compensate. This is a whole other story. So, but basically, this is just for checking. Sabine used to be a maker of microphones and wireless stuff and feedback to stars and things like that. I have no idea if they're connected to this company, but the product shipped from US, and the company is based in Hong Kong. So this is probably made somewhere in China, I guess. So, I don't guess, actually quite certain it is. Doesn't matter. The product is great. I can recommend it. And to order it, I think you should. Everybody that's doing stuff, recording directly to the telephone, like I do now. I record directly to the camera. I record directly to the telephone. I have the opportunity to go to the Apogee system and things like that, but I choose not to, because most people don't have this stuff in their homes. So I'm doing this just the way that you probably would do it. There's a few clips now from my trip yesterday, and it will show you partly some of the nature and the gimbal and the Sabinetek mic. I did not have the brains to switch it off so you can hear the iPhone mic, but I assure you it's a big difference because of the wind noise. It was really, really windy yesterday on this trip, and that's mainly what I want to check out. And this one is a lifesaver outdoors. I think I'm gonna invest in that one, 4-year-old mic as well. It's an accessory you can order. I will specifically make a video with a Rode. This is probably meant to use indoors. I prefer this because it's very comfortable when you have it on you. It's not much to it. There is a slight problem with the design, which I will show you now. This is the headphone jack. It goes in here. That's a nice setup. I can hear myself through the microphone, except if you put on this or this, you're gonna run into a problem. Where in the hell are you gonna put this? So it's a very minor thing, but the charging part is here. This is the headphone output, I mean. I'm not sure how they could have solved it, because the plug itself sticks further out in the back than the mic is deep. They could have used it that they don't actually have anywhere to put it. So I guess that was the only solution to keep it that small. There's no on-off switch on the side. Supposedly you could start and stop the recording from this button. I wouldn't actually recommend it. I would verify that you have a decent signal into the software you're recording to. That is probably the one big issue I have with the Filmic app. It sets the level for you. It didn't really matter because it sets it the correct way, but as an engineer, I like to have control of those things. You probably have somewhere in the software. I didn't have that much time to explore it. In the app that you're supposed to use with the mic, there is a gain control. I'm not quite convinced about that app, because during this recording with the app, I used both yesterday. First of all, you do not have the control of the gimbal. That's a major disadvantage. I have to put this on. Secondly, I had a few dropouts with a Bluetooth connection. It could, of course, be the location I was in. It's a little different from the first one, so I give it the benefit of the doubt, and I would say maybe that's the problem. If I moved a little bit, maybe it would not be a problem, but after a little while it stabilized and recorded just fine. But I had some pops and cracks in the beginning, which I didn't like. So I cut this in the video, and you'll see probably here where I cut it. And I also include an example where the difference between a direct recording and a post-production recording is quite clear. So enjoy what you see, and till next time, grab your mic. Now I'm using the Sabinetek microphone. It's a Sabinetek Pro Plus, I think, with a gimbal and my iPhone. I will explain a little bit later what a gimbal is. And I'm still using the microphone, the Sabinetek, and it's blowing quite severely, so I'm trying to change the view again. This is what we're looking at, our beautiful surroundings. This is what we're looking at, our beautiful surroundings. And I'm now using the dedicated software. Oh, the sun is coming. It was so cold that I struggled a little bit to get this to work because my fingers froze. I can't for the life of me work out how to turn this camera in this software because the sun is shining too brightly in the screen. But the sound is hopefully going to be okay. I'm turning around a little bit just to change the direction so you can hear the different noise floors. This is a quite interesting test because now I've arrived at home and I'm trying to record outdoors. It's very windy and my next experiment is with the Rode video mic. Right now I'm using the Sabinetek, but now I have mounted the video mic, which you can see over my shoulder, I guess, here, on a stand. That's an interesting thing because when we mount the microphone on a stand, we will get much better separation from the environment and the camera and everything. So let's go on with it. I'm keeping this one on. I'm just gonna put the phone down now. Still recording and use the video. And now the train is coming, so I hurry up and press record. And we are recording. I have now the microphone is in the automatic mode, or yeah, whatever you call it, fully automatic.